What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Belle Collective. Yes, the Bells are back for season 6. This is episode 1, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So we start this episode off with Latrice and Marie. Now, we all know that over the years, those two have not been the best of friends, okay? Hell, I think episode 1 is where it all started to go downhill for them. But they're trying to play nice this season. They're trying to work on their relationship. And we actually see Marie pull up on Latrice at the Goddess Lift drive-thru. Yes, the drive-thru. Because, baby, you can pull up and get you some bundles, okay? So, basically, the ladies, they briefly talk about what they got going on, right? I have to say, the girls look good. They definitely both look good. But Marie is talking about how she has rekindled her relationship with Cedric. Y'all, I don't understand what is happening when it comes to those two. I feel like one season, they don't like each other. She don't want nothing to do with that man. And then out of nowhere, he'll come pop back up trying to see what's going on with Marie. Then it don't work out, and he come back again. Like, it's just like so much back and forth with Marie and Cedric. But here we go again, okay? They trying to rekindle their relationship. However, she also got another man. She got another man on the sideline that she's interested in, okay? Now, when it comes to Latrice, she has been busy with her businesses. As we all know, Goddess Lift seems to be still doing well. But the real thing that I feel like is taking up her time is Taste. And as we all know, Taste was the restaurant that she opened with her husband last season. Marie, she does try to invite Latrice to her birthday party because she is turning 45. And Latrice has to tell her that she can't make it because it's the same night as another event that's happening at Taste, and she has to be there. Okay, cool. Do I feel like they gonna be all right for the rest of the season? We'll see, okay? Because y'all know the girls fall out real quick on this show. Moving on from there, y'all, we see Letitia. Baby, she's just throwing rose petals all across the floor, okay? All across the house. All up in the bathroom, in the kitchen. Baby, she throwing these rose petals every which way she can. Because she is planning something real special for Glendale. Yes, her and Glendale still locked in. And according to her, they are working on their marriage. There's no infidelity. There's nothing, extra going on. They are just trying to work on their relationship. Baby, according to her, she says that Glenn has been showing up for her and that he went back to get another job in the oil and gas industry. Now, she does say that he's at home all the time. So I know he don't got his boat job no more because he quit that one. Remember, it kind of makes me wonder, did he quit it to stay on the show more or what? But nonetheless, I guess we gonna completely forget all about that box truck business that he was trying to start because it's clearly not up and running if he had to go back and get a job. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hell, everybody is not even meant to be entrepreneurs. But at least he was able to use his experience from working in that industry before and being able to get another job. Okay? Good for Glendale on that front. Now, we got to watch her give Glendale a massage. And baby, I don't want to see this, okay? I don't want to see this man without no shirt on. I want her to put the titties away. Like, what is happening? So, baby, one thing about Letitia, though, y'all, she is going to use some internet terminology to benefit her life, okay? Because this girl was going on and on about how she is now in her soft girl era and how she's not operating in her masculine energy. I said, Letitia, when was you doing that? Like, not trying to be funny, but when I hear people say like, oh, operating in the masculine energy, it's usually when a woman has to do everything for herself. So it kind of makes her hyper independent. But Letitia, you have been like a housewife for how many years? Girl, I guess. Girl. And now you want to be in your soft girl era? Okay. I'm not about to go in on that. I just feel like, baby, you too old for this. Number one, you too old for this. And, like, I feel like this whole time that we've seen Letitia, she has always been a very feminine woman. Okay? But, you know, whatever. I'm going to let that slide. So, nonetheless, she says that she doesn't know why she's so flirty with Glenn. And I'm just like, girl, because you around your husband, you don't know what makes you so flirty? Again, Letitia, what you're not about to do is come on this season and play in our face, okay, with you and Glendale. That's all I'm going to say. Don't play in our face this year, because you've played plenty of times before, okay? Now, she does mention a new friend that she has. It is this woman by the name of Carrie. Baby, it's giving. Letitia is about to latch on to Carrie because of what Carrie got going on. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. It's giving Letitia's about to latch onto this girl because she's well connected. Carrie has 3 restaurants that she runs. Her husband is a baseball agent. Yeah, y'all know Letitia is trying to look for the come up, okay? And we learned that she's also from, like, I think it's like the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Wherever that is. We're going to meet her a little bit later, okay? We jump over to Marie. Her and her daughter Zuri, they go see Cedric at his house. Baby, you can tell a woman does not live there. Baby, there's no woman's touch in that house at all. Hell, he living real reckless, honestly. Like, if I was Marie, I wouldn't even let my daughter come over there. I'm like, you gonna have to clean this house up before my daughter come up over here. Okay? Now, what threw me was the fact that we got confessionals with Cedric and Marie together. I said, now, hold on. So y'all back together. If he out here doing confessionals with you, girl, what's going on, sis? And basically, we learned that the reason why they got back together is because his brother died and she was a shoulder that he can lean on. I said, damn, ain't nothing like a death that'll bring you back to a motherfucker that you probably shouldn't even be with. But we gonna go ahead and move on, okay? We see Selena. I completely forgot that So Gucci is no longer on the show, but Selena basically replaced her, okay? Kind of forgot about that. But Selena is talking about her life, how things have been pretty rough for her after the reunion. First of all, she was supposed to work at Taste. However, she got into a car accident and she couldn't work at Taste. Then her son's dog died. And at first I was a little confused, but then I remembered when she brought it up, like, oh yeah, her son passed away. So I feel like she really felt connected to this dog because it was her son's dog. And then she just had like a bunch of other stuff that was going on with her. So I'm just like, ooh, girl, you gonna have to figure your life out. Now, when it comes to her husband, they're not even married yet. Her fiance, they're still together. However, we can see there's definitely some cracks in the relationship, okay? Now, as she's trying to rebuild her life, they're having a little bit of issues. Because at one point they were going over like the cost of the wedding, right? And she's like, all of this is going to add up. It's going to cost money. And at the same time, you just bought a truck. So he bought a truck, same thing, exact same storyline that we just had with Glendale and Letitia. He bought a box truck or whatever kind of truck. And I guess he's going to have a trucking business now. Even though we just saw this same business fail with Glenn. So we got to see what his business going to do. He bought the truck without Selena knowing. Literally, same thing Glenn did to Letitia. Like, I'm like, damn. Not history repeating itself right about now. So, her point is that, listen, we're supposed to be getting married. You cannot be making big purchases without talking to me first. Especially when we're not even married yet. We're planning a wedding. And you know how expensive weddings are. I feel like he kind of brushed her off in that moment. Like, he just didn't seem too receptive. Like, he agreed to what she was saying, but he didn't seem like he was fully like, okay, I gotta listen to my fiance. it was given, let me agree so I can shut her up. Let me know what y'all thought about that. How did y'all see that situation? Moving on from there, we see Latrice. She goes to Taste, and she says that, baby, it's the talk of the town, okay? Now, she ends up meeting her husband, y'all. Cliff is same old Cliff. Ain't nothing changed about that man, okay? They are taste testing food because they need another executive chef. Now, they did mention how, there is a quick turnover rate when it comes to restaurants. That's very true. The turnover rate when it comes to employment and keeping employees, oh, baby, it turns very quickly. So it's going to be people in and out of that place all the time. Because that's just how restaurants work. But they like the chef's food or whatever. But that's not even important. Why am I talking about this? The real issue here is that it's not an issue, honestly. This part isn't an issue. They're putting condos on top of the restaurant. That's fine. There's tons of places around LA where you have shopping below and there's apartments on top. We see it all the time. The problem here is that Cliff, he tends to stay at the condo instead of coming home. But she wants him to come home to her because at the end of the day, sir, what are you doing in this condo? Now, I don't know if he's sleeping there because he's working on these condos, like he's still working. And I do know that sometimes contractors and stuff, they will stay in places because they're still working there. And also at the same time, I don't know how far Taste is from their home. Because y'all know, it seemed like Latrice lived way far out and Taste may be in the city. I'm not really sure what the distance is. But sir, you need to go home. Your old ass needs to be at home. Now, I will say that Latrice definitely brought up some insecurities. At least that's how I feel, because she's the one who brought up, I'm not really worried about like the ladies that be working here or how like it's all these young women around. I said, ooh, Latrice, baby, your slip showing. Because at this point, it sounds to me like you're worried and concerned about Cliff possibly replacing you. About Cliff possibly finding another younger woman that he's interested in. Is that how you're feeling, Latrice? Like, what's going on here? I mean, I get it. At any moment, a woman can become insecure about anything. You know what I mean? But it does make me wonder if that's like one of her insecurities, because when she got with him, she was so young. However, time is going past. They've gotten older. Is she thinking that he's looking for the next young thing? You know what I'm saying? Now, besides that, next thing we know, her friend Amanda shows up, okay? Now, y'all, I'm not sure if Amanda is added to the cast or if she's just like a friend of the show. But, like I said, we meet her and basically we got her whole backstory, okay? Amanda was once married to a woman. However, this woman was cheating on her, okay? Cheating on her, not coming home, all these things. Now she's divorced from this lady, right? So now Latrice is looking at her situation with Cliff and him not coming home and him staying up in the condo. She's like, Amanda, what you think about that? And Amanda's like, no, you need to go home. Like, we already done been through that. Cliff, just go home, okay? Take your old ass home to Latrice, okay? Now what was interesting to me, because this was typical Cliff, he gonna ask Amanda, oh, so what you looking for? And she like, what do you mean? And he's like, you want a guy, you want a girl, what you want to date? Because, she has married a woman, she's probably dated men, and basically she's like, she just want to be treated right, okay? I said, baby, that's the answer, because, baby, you can get dogged out by anybody, okay? Moving on from there, we get to Marie's birthday party, right? Baby, Cedric here bright and early, okay? Cedric was there before the caterers was there. Cedric was there before decorations was put up. Skinning and grinning, shaking hands, kissing babies. I said, sir, what are you doing here? And why are you here so early? So then we see Selena and Mike. They show up or whatever. She's confused because she's like, why is Cedric here? That is not Marie's man, that's her ex-husband. What the hell going on? Baby, Cedric worked in the fucking room. Cedric, I'm telling y'all, he made sure he personally said hello to everybody that showed up. Okay? I'm like, damn, man. You really here for camera time. What's going on here? Marie, you gotta watch him, because Cedric give me opportunists, okay? He see y'all still got this show going on. That's what probably had him creep back in. Nonetheless, we did see Selena and Mike. They kind of got into it a little bit because he was going to Texas. He said he was going to Texas like the next day. And she's like, you never told me that. And he's like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I don't think Mike did it, y'all. I do not think that Mike told that lady that he was going to be going to Texas. Okay? I don't know. Something about him is getting a little sketchy. Like he be keeping secrets. Next thing you know, we see Tambra Cherie. Yes, we saw her. She showed up. And we see Essie. I said, oh my gosh. Fuck this party. I want to know what's going on with Essie. How is Essie's health? That's my concern. But we never got to talk about that. And I feel like we better this season. Like, we need to know how Essie is doing. Okay? Nonetheless, we see them hugging out, whatever. Tambra, she swears she's booked and busy. Typical Tambra. Letitia and Glenn show up, and Selena ends up opening up to Letitia about the Mike situation. Now he want to have this truck and all of this stuff. And Letitia's like, oh no, we need to talk to him. Because, baby, they've already been down this road. Okay? They have already been down this road of having a failed business. And y'all gotta stop buying these damn trucks, okay? I don't know why y'all think that everybody need to start a truck business, but baby, y'all don't need to, okay? Now, y'all, we meet Carrie. We meet Carrie Paul. Now, she's a very pretty lady, but baby, I don't think she like Marie. I don't think she like her. Because, first of all, she dissed the party. She called it shabby chic. She talking about, so where are the guests? Like, they said this party's supposed to be this, that, another, and it ain't it. I was like, ooh, okay, you coming in a little strong. So then she ends up meeting the other ladies, and of course, everybody is surprised that Cedric is there. Because everybody has known Marie to be single. Also, some of them know that she's dating this other person, whose name happens to be Martin, okay? Now, Letitia, messy ass, she is over here giving the backstory to Carrie. All about Marie and how she used to date Cedric and now she dating Martin and all this. I said, whoa. Letitia, you ain't got to do all of that. But because I feel like you want to be up under Carrie so bad, you gonna tell everybody business. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But nonetheless, Marie, she comes in, y'all. You know, Marie, she look good. And I can't lie. When everybody was panning around that room and we can see all these random ass people there, my first thought was, y'all think them cousins there? Do y'all think them cousins that work at the facilities, y'all think they at the party? Because I don't think they here. I don't think she invited none of her relatives for real. But, child, I guess. Nonetheless, Marie, she's, working the room, saying hello to everybody. And, baby, guess who come through the door? Martin. When I tell you I wasn't ready, I just never would have thought that Marie would even look Martin's way, okay? Baby, it's a white man. The white man has entered the building. He got a little accent on him. I don't know where he's from. I think he's from Germany or something like that. And the craziest part to me, I said, oh, Glendale and Tisha, they definitely know the reality TV game at this point. Because why is Glendale over there trying to be the main person introducing Cedric to Martin? I said, who told you to volunteer to do that, nigga? Ain't nobody told you to do that. But I guess. So then, y'all, we see Essie. Essie, you already know she always gonna have Marie back. She gonna tell Marie, like, listen, you got to go up over there. Because both your men talking to each other. We don't know what they saying. Go break that up. Go break that up right now, okay? And Letitia, she's like, oh, so how do you feel right now? She questioned Cedric like that. She says, how do you feel right now? He clearly does not know that Martin is the boyfriend. And the way Letitia phrased that question, it was given, she was trying to figure out how much does he know about Martin? Like, how does he feel basically being in a poly relationship with Marie having another man on the side, okay? But Cedric didn't know what she was talking about. So at this point, all the girls are, gossiping. Baby Letitia is over here trying to run interference at one point to keep the men separated. I said, this is so ridiculous. And Marie don't seem to give a damn, low-key, because later on, you know what, I'm going to get there in a second. So, basically, at one point, we actually see Letitia and Carrie pull Martin to the side. I said, now, Carrie, what is you doing? You don't know these people like that. Scoot back a little bit. But nah, she into the mess. They start talking to Martin, and we learn that Martin is separated from his wife. They ain't divorced yet. They're separated. Now, in her confessional, okay, in Carrie's confessional, she is like, Marie, what are you doing? Like, don't get with a white man that's taken. And I'm just like, Carrie, why are you so concerned? Because then she continued to be like, at least get you a white boy who look like he go with black girls. I said, okay, now hold on. I can't lie. Looking at Martin is definitely giving that maybe at this big age he decided he's going to go ahead and get into the jungle fever. Because I'm pretty sure his ex is white. Okay? It's definitely giving he was married to a white woman. Okay? Nonetheless, she's not here for Martin. It's very clear. But also, she is not here for Marie. And I feel like at some point, we're going to see those two clash. Okay? So, Marie, she ends up explaining to the group how she invited Martin and Cedric. However, Cedric told her that he wasn't going to be able to make it. So then she also explained how, Martin knows that Cedric is kind of coming back into the picture, but at the same time, he didn't exactly know who Cedric was. Well, baby, he know now because Glendale introduced him, girl. Glendale made sure that they knew each other, okay? So then she even mentions how Cedric kind of knows that she has a friend guy. I don't know what a friend guy is. Is that just like the flip of a guy friend? I don't know what that was, but she kept saying friend guy. Nonetheless, Letitia, being messy, she was like, well, is he still married? And Marie's like, I don't want to get into his personal business. Baby, here go Carrie. Yeah, that dog don't hunt. I said, what the fuck that mean? Is that like some Mississippi slang, y'all? What that mean? What does that dog don't hunt mean? I'm a little confused. But nonetheless, we see Marie in her confessional. And she's like, who is this woman? I just met her. I don't know her. And she all up in my business. Okay? So, Carrie, she's like, you invited both of them here. So you like the drama. Y'all, I'm so surprised that Marie did not check her. Because she said that to her face. I'm like, wow, Marie, you've changed a lot. Either that or because it's your birthday, you don't feel like getting into it with this girl. I'm just real surprised. Nonetheless, y'all, we see Marie on the dance floor, okay? She done hit the dance floor. Y'all, she's dancing with both of the guys. When I tell you, I said, oh, baby, this is absolutely giving Polly. The way she was dancing with Cedric, and then Martin had to wait his turn, and then she turns to Martin, okay? Then they start dancing together, and Cedric, again, he got to wait his turn. I said, oh, baby, what is this? Marie, you know what? I kind of love this for you. Do your thing, sis. Do your thing, okay? Once I saw that, I said, Marie, go live your best life. Now, the party is over. And y'all, we see Latrice and her friend Amanda. Amanda actually does hair. She's, going to give Latrice a touch-up. And basically, Amanda is telling Latrice to keep her foot on Cliff's neck about coming home. Okay? Next thing you know, Tambra shows up. And it's basically to give Latrice the 411 on Marie's party. And Tambra is like, girl, Marie had both her men there. Okay? She had Martin there and Cedric there. And baby, when Marie got a man, she don't have time to focus on the other ladies, okay? Because y'all know, Marie used to come for Tambra, hell, and Latrice. So then, Tambra ends up asking Amanda, what does she think about the friendship between Letitia and Latrice? Because we all know they have definitely hit a rough patch, and I guess they try to work on it as well. And Amanda, she feels like Letitia hides her hands. And she don't trust her, baby. It's very clear that she does not trust Letitia. So Latrice is like, well, we're all in the collective and we have to be around each other. And also, Glendale and Cliff are like besties. So it's not like she can really shake Letitia if she wanted to, okay? So Amanda, she says, well, Glenn slid in my DMs. Baby, she whipped that phone out so quick. They try to read the DMs. Y'all, Tambra was reading it. And it said something like, oh yeah, you, what did it say? Oh, you be giving that pressure. It's like that pressure you be giving or something like that. And it's like, sir, you got a whole wife. Get out that lady DMs. But you got Letitia over there in her confessionals talking about how we ain't got no infidelity. It ain't no cheating. It ain't no nothing. Glendale, he only got eyes for me right now. Girl, do he? And then, this is the thing for me. This girl said that she entertains him sometimes. Because, he a little bit like her type. He black and he ugly. I said, girl, get a better type. You need to get a better type. What are we talking about? So, in her confessional, Latrice, she's like, Glendale, not this shit again. We've already done this. Exactly. We've already done this with you sliding in women's DMs. Please, we don't need to repeat it. Okay? But, at this point, she does know that, Glendale, he should not be treating Letitia like this. Letitia don't deserve it. And you can tell that it doesn't matter if Latrice and Letitia are on the outs or not. She would never want Letitia to get dogged out by Glendale. You know what I mean? So, at this point, Latrice is like, this ain't even some information that I would even want to bring to Letitia. Because you already know, hell, first of all, we've already tried to bring some information to her before, and that went left. But also at the same time, it's like nobody trying to break up somebody's marriage, And here goes Amanda. Amanda gonna say, I hid it from you because I know that this puts you in the middle. Amanda, why are you talking to Glenn when you know he's married to Letitia? Like, I'm sorry, I'm gotta give you a side eye, sweetheart, because you are talking to this married man. You know that he's married. Everybody knows that he's married. This is really messy, okay? So then here comes Tambra. She kind of asks Amanda, like, okay, so if Glenn approached you in a different way, like, I guess she was trying to imply, like, if him and Letitia were separated or something, what would this girl do? Y'all, why did Amanda sit there and say, you see me and you see what he married to? Now, hold on, girl. Hold on, sis. What you not about to do is make it seem like you ain't too far off from Letitia. Okay? Like, y'all some cute girls. You know what I mean? But, baby, what you're never going to do is sit up here and act like you are that far off from Letitia. Girl, the only thing you got on her is that you're what? Smaller in frame? Like, your body smaller? But, baby, face card, not too far off from Letitia's. Y'all look like y'all could be related. The fuck? Like, are you okay? Yeah, I ain't like that. But y'all, this season seems like it's about to be messy, and I am here for it, okay? Because the Bells, baby, they be bringing it. But y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.